School's Computer Club initiative, promoting creativity, innovation and entrepreneurship.
The first slide is that it is the one that is driving change, STI, in all sectors all over the world. Over the past century, there has been so much rapid growth, economic growth, social transformation, and this has been largely through STI. So attention to STI has increased, but we still need to have a better understanding of STI. We still need to improve how we are using it, and so I welcome this opportunity to share ideas on that, because it's so important that it can help to improve our lives, it can help to live our dreams, and to improve our communities. In fact, for me, STI is the game changer. How has STI changed society? How has STI changed society? There are so many ways in which it has changed society. From the slide that you can see people walking on bare feet before, but now there was a progression to use of animals, to transport by vehicles, cars, to ships, to sea travel, to train, to air travel, aeroplane. All that transport progression has been due to STI. Again, in the healthcare, in the past, people used to die of some of infectious diseases, but the development of vaccines, better drugs, and healthcare equipment is all due to STI. In the past too, you have mental calculations. People calculate using, without just mentally biro and paper or pencil and paper. But now they've graduated to calculators, and even from calculators to computers. In the past, you have what is known as snail mail. People write with their envelope and paper and things like that. They send it. It goes snail mail because it's very slow. But today we have email and we have internet. In the past, you have town criers. If you want to communicate, of course, the town crier is limited to the physical location. But now you have local international phone calls. Again, this is STI. In the past, in the terms of finance, banking, payments, you had cowries, trade by barter. You understand? But right now, you have online, mobile banking, ATM, online shopping. All these are due to how STI has changed the society. In farming, we have tractors today. Before, just use the hose and cutlasses. Even in the way we work, we now have remote work, we have remote learning. And of course, STI, you can see how people download music right now. It was never like that. In entertainment, somebody can be hosting a show in Lagos and somebody is watching it in New York, Taiwan, wherever. All that is STI. Even the sports, the football. There's so much that we pack into football. Now you watch a match and they tell you what team is having possession, what team is not having possession, and that match is not even played physically where you are. All these are advancements of STI. The critical thing to note is what we put on the left side, which is that STI, which is under that pump. You can see the picture of that pump. Just to show you an example of STI, is that STI saves time, money, and effort, and it creates opportunities for change. So everything that you have seen there is change and also progress. So these are pictures of STI again. You can see the lady in the one on the below left. That's somebody in the hospital. In the right, you can see that music studio. All these are examples of STI. On the top right, you can see something like solar system. Top left, you can see the bridge. Again, that is the product of STI. So let us go right into what is STI itself. Let's start with what is science. Science helps us to generate knowledge. It tells us about how nature operates. You see, before you can actually master nature or master anything, you must understand how it operates. And so that is exactly what science is. Science is the study of nature. You inquire about the nature of things. How do things work? Why is it that the sun comes up at a certain time? Why is it that when you pour water into the sand, it dissolves into the sand? You understand? Why is it that when you combine certain chemicals together, they create a kind of an explosion? All that is nature, and science enables you to understand how nature works, how physical things works, and the way they do the things they do. Very closely associated with science is research, because research is actually when you practice science in action. You understand? Science enables you to understand, but somebody has to do the research to enable you to have this understanding. It's important because it helps us know how to protect ourselves and how to take advantage of the environment. You know, for example, during the epidemic period, during the COVID period, it was through science that scientists were able to isolate how the virus was behaving and knowing how to now tackle the virus. The same thing with climate change. The climate is changing. We have seen flooding. We have seen places that are not supposed to have heat are having heat. Some places that are not supposed to be cold are cold. This can be explained by science. So science gives you that knowledge that you can now use to help progress, to create progress, to help the human being. Science can be broken down into different departments, different branches, because you can, in each of those branches there are fields of study. Physics is a very popular area, botany, biology, chemistry, geology. I will not, for the purpose of this presentation, go into that, but just for us to know that those are, if for example biology is about living things, you want to know more about living things. Chemistry is about chemicals. Geology is about rocks, environment. Astronomy is about space. So that lets us be able to control our environment. Then the science application and benefits. Like I said before, it helps us to know what we are doing wrong. Sometimes we may be doing certain things wrong. For example, you might be treating somebody with a certain thing that a medicine based on your own feeling about how that thing is supposed to work. And then you find science enables you to know, oh, if you are going to treat this disease, this is the effect that medicine you are using is having. Try to use this one. So you can correct yourself, you can improve, and it makes it more effective. It makes all these areas, whether it's engineering, whether it is health, whether it is the social sciences, whether it is in banking, it makes them more effective because you know what you are doing is wrong and you can correct it. It helps us to make better decisions and improve our lives. It helps us to solve problems. So it makes our lives easier. And critically, for what we are doing here today, innovation is about innovation. It solves many issues, helps us to solve many problems in lots of fields: engineering, business, medicine, education, sanitation. You need new knowledge. You see, whenever you have problem persisting in an area, that means that there is a lack of understanding of what is causing that problem. Science enables you to understand what is causing that problem and generate new knowledge. And with that new knowledge, you can now solve the problem in that area and even anticipate some of the problems. For example, the COVID vaccine that was eventually developed, some scientists had anticipated that there's possibly going to be an infectious disease, very strong infectious disease, and so they had created some kind of knowledge about this type of virus, COVID virus, so that was part of why it was easier than normal than in the past to develop the vaccines that they eventually developed for COVID. So sometimes you develop new knowledge for a future problem or future and something you are anticipating in future. So it helps. We can see practically vaccines have never been developed as fast as they were developed during this COVID era. That's the work of science, technology, and innovation, specifically science. And of course, when you are talking of science again, you also, because it's a study, it enables you to build capabilities, to train new researchers. So those, people that are doing this research, it's not just automatic. Somebody has to train them. People they get knowledge. This is how these things work. And then they also learn so that they can build on their knowledge. So that's important for science. And of course, it aids the overall growth of society. So that's science for you. Then the second leg is technology. Technology is actually science in application. It is the application of that knowledge, that scientific knowledge, in the social and economic spheres. Technology can be divided into hardware, the physical one, and then the software, the implicit one that you cannot really see. You understand? It's not just a lot of people, when you talk of technology, they think of digital technology. Technology is really very, very fast and wide. Like, for example, here, if you look at that slide, it shows you that there are different categories of technology. You have communication, you have electrical, energy, manufacturing, there is hardware, there is software in all these areas, the medical and transportation. Technology, particularly ICT, information and communications technology, digital technologies, play a very great role because they are also a driver of change in society. And they play a very big role in research. They play a very big role in science. A lot of what happened in terms of developing the COVID vaccine had to do with the application using ICT, digital technologies, to make things faster, to make things more effective and more accurate. You understand? And then the interesting thing is that ICT, digital technologies, are also used now in virtually other technologies. If you are designing a building now, you can't design a building without using digital technologies. If you are doing medicine now, you can't really be very effective in the medical research or the medical field itself. If you are not using digital technology, different types of technologies, just that ICT provides a lot of assistance. And there are different forms. These are the result of people, the situation, science. So technology is constantly improving, and it generally aims to make the processes easier. For example, the technology of internet more efficient. I don't need to travel before I communicate with people in the US, in Japan. You understand? And I can send information so many different times a day at very low cost. Examples of technology. In fact, technology is everywhere. The mattress you slept on today is an example of technology. There are so many examples, so it's impossible to list every single example of technology that we encounter. We are encountering that. We are even talking this phone. I'm using the phone right now to do this presentation. It's an example of technology. The Zoom itself that we are using is an example of technology. I'm wearing glasses right now. It's an example of technology. So these are just a few of the examples. Maybe some of them are the common examples. Machines you find in industries, in homes, a washing machine in the home or in the office, the printer in the office, the shredder in the office. Computers started in the industrial era, in the industrial setting, before they came into the homes. Software and hardware. Initially, computers were just in the industrial setting. The transport, of course, vehicles, cars, ships, trains, airplanes. Then technology for energy too. The technology that you use to generate energy are non-renewable, like the one we use that comes to our homes normally. And also the renewable, like the ones for solar, hydro and biotechnology. Then information technology itself, like I mentioned, which can divide into the established technologies and the emerging technology. Emerging technologies are like things like artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, that are really transforming the world as we know it, because they have much more power than before, and they enable us to do a lot of different things. And then, of course, you have technologies for food. Like any area that you don't have technology that is being used to create food. Technology that is being used in that today we talk of entertainment everywhere. People are playing music. If you go behind the scene and see what is going on, you find that it's technology that is enabling it to be possible. Construction too. And this is so important so that we realize the emphasis we should play on technology, because at times we look at understand that if we want to control society, if we want to advance as a society, if we want to make progress as a society, these things like technology, an issue like technology, an area like technology needs to be prioritized, and you need to master it so that you don't depend on others, because these are the things that make society move forward. People, your citizens, and your nation too can become a leader in one of the leading countries in the world. The washing machines is another example of technology. Again, it was restricted initially to the industrial setting, and then of course we most of the technologies that we are talking about today are what we can see physically, But some of those technologies are actually early technologies, like wheels. Wheels were developed long time ago, even before cars. You understand? Hammers were developed long time ago, so they have been early technologies as well. So that's technology for you. So let's go to innovation. That's the I, the third leg. What is innovation? Innovation is essentially, introducing new products, new technologies, new practices, new services into a place, into an organization, into a country, into a community, and using those new things to create value. You understand? So it's bringing in something new, something that has never been used before. That's what we call technology. Based on that scientific value, that technology must go. So if you just do technology in your research lab or in your home or somewhere, your industry, but it is not taking in a society, in a company, in a community, that is not innovation. That is just technology that you created for yourself. But innovation must add value. And that is why innovation is so important, because it helps us to address, we have challenges in society. We have serious challenges in society. And so innovation is critical if we really want to make progress. If we want to go beyond just complaining about our challenges, we must be more innovative. You understand? Because innovation enables you to create social and new economic opportunities. Let us give the example of Nigeria. Nigeria, we export so much oil. We are a oil wealthy nation. You understand? But why is it that we still have a lot of challenges? I can tell you the reason, and it is linked to our lack of innovation, our lack of use of innovation in all these sectors, in all our critical sectors. The critical sectors are what? Health, education, employment, job creation, enterprise development, banking. Some of them are using it, but are they using it in a way that is spread to the whole populace? If we are using it in a way that is spread to the whole populace, we will not be complaining about hunger, we will not be complaining about the cost of living and things like that. So to solve problems in society, that's the essence of innovation. That's why it's so critical. You understand? It creates value. For example, like I state here, we cannot cure those stubborn diseases without innovation. We cannot improve our overall quality of life. We will continue making money from oil, but until we use innovation to change how society operates, the structure of society, to use innovation to create new social and economic opportunities, we cannot improve quality of life. That's why innovation is so important. So because it's about value, something new, something better, something of importance, solving problems. You understand? Exporting oil does not solve problems. You are gaining revenue, but how is this solving the problem of quality of life in your country? You understand? So you need innovation for that. You understand? So an innovation can either be radical or incremental. Radical means it's something totally different. Like when iPad came out, nothing like iPad existed before. Like when computers came out, nothing like computers had existed before. You understand? There are some that are radical, that have never existed before, and then there are some that are incremental. Like for example, some versions of phone, you say this version 5, this version 6, this version 12. You understand? They are incremental. Yeah, making it better, increasing the functionality, increasing the effectiveness of that product, making modifications to an existing. And so you also, when we talk of innovation, I want us to be clear that innovation is not just about technology, the physical product alone. It's also about systems, processes, practices, the way we do things. So innovation can be divided into the technological aspect, which is the products, you understand, or the goods, and the organizational aspect. You understand? Sometimes you have innovation in an environment, and yet things are still slow. You have technology in an environment, and yet things are still slow. Why? Because the processes. That's why you go to so many organizations, especially in the government organizations, private and public sector organizations, and you find out that to get things done is still slow, and you're still using computers. Why? Because the processes, their practices are not innovative. So that is critical for us to also know that innovation is not just about technology, it's also about the organizational aspect. So when we talk about expanding innovation, what are the issues really that we need to look at? We need to consider. The first thing is that we should realize that innovation, I need to stress this, innovation is not invention. It is very good for us to discover tools, for us to discover new technologies, develop new technologies, but until those technologies are used to solve problems in real life, they are not innovation, they are inventions. Inventions are critical, they are good, but they are not enough to solve our problems. That's the difference. The difference is that innovation solves problems. You understand? Real life is about quality of life. Let's improve quality of life. Are we not tired of importing so much technology into this country? Technology is everywhere. Technology is in government. Technology is in the private sector. But yet, people are still having problems with quality of life. People are still having problems. We can't solve the whole healthcare problem. People will not go to hospital because they don't have money because of poverty. These are real life issues. So what is the point of your technology? I always say that technology that does not address the problems of people is a paper tiger. You understand? These are the areas that we want technology. When we talk about expanding innovation, as we have innovation in terms of, yes, you can use it for some big government projects. You can use it in some financial institutions. You understand? But expanding innovation means that innovation must be inclusive, must address real life issues, quality of life. That is what makes countries better. That's what we are all here for. That is why people will be far. They see a better future outside this country than in this country simply because of quality of life. You understand? You want a better future for yourself. So these are the issues. For example, I mentioned some of them here: poverty, health, hunger, the current flooding that is going on. You understand? Climate change, displacement of people by flooding. I watched something yesterday about how people are complaining they've been displaced by floods. Not to talk of the displacement of people that by armed attacks, by terrorists. You understand? The insecurity. People just from Lagos to Ibadan, so many reports we are getting over the past 1 or 2 weeks about people being kidnapped, being attacked. This is not how to live life. You understand? So what is the point of your innovation? What is the point of your technology if it cannot be innovative? If it cannot address the issue of insecurity? If it cannot address banditry? If it cannot address kidnapping? You understand what I'm saying? That's how you expand innovation. That's how you make innovation more meaningful. And what are the issues? We need to be creative. We need to have more ideas. We need to, encourage different ideas. We are too stereotypical sometimes. We are too limited in the ideas that we are allowed to come into the system. Let us encourage fresh ideas. Let us encourage different ideas. So I'm not talking about the age of the person. I'm talking about the nature of the ideas. Allow people who can think differently to express their thoughts. Let them challenge assumptions. Let them ask questions. Let people ask questions. We need to have a more open society, more openness in society. People should don't take that because I'm questioning why are we doing things like this, that is an insult and disrespect to you. No, we need to have more of that kind of thing so that we can challenge ourselves and improve the situation as it is. And different things is so important because, for example, somebody has said before, it was attributed to Henry Ford, but later on they said he wasn't the one who said that. If he had asked people that what should he do, he was trying to improve the method of transportation. People would have said that he should try to get faster horses rather than manufacture cars. You understand? That was the situation they were in at that time. It was about cars. It was about horses. But he now came different and said, no, horses are limited. We can do something and create a machine. And that machine is going to be called a car. That will be better than continuing to use horses. And today the rest is history. So you have to have the ability to think different. Be curious. You must ask questions. Forget about that story. Curiosity did not kill any cat. That's a way to discourage people from being curious. Be creative. Never be satisfied with things as they are. Be imaginative. Ask questions. Don't punish people because they ask questions. Don't ostracize them because they ask questions. Encourage people to ask questions in schools, especially in educational institutions, especially. Let's challenge the status quo. Let's challenge assumptions. Are we satisfied with the situation which our quality of life is so low? You understand what I'm saying? These are the reasons why we must be asking questions. And that's how to expand innovation. And like this quote of Albert Einstein, where he says that imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited. Imagination encircles the world. So I want to close now by looking at these areas. Just look at these areas and say that, okay, these are the things that we should look at as we plot the way forward. Learn, unlearn, and relearn. Don't be too busy or too big to learn new things. We need to have that kind of culture in society. We need to have that culture in our educational system. Students who are listening, learn. You are not too big to learn. Something that is working today may not work today, tomorrow. Learn, unlearn, relearn. There's nothing, life is continually changing. Technology is changing, society is changing. If you look at the environment has changed, climate has changed. So what are you waiting for by standing on one spot? You understand? Learn, unlearn, and relearn. And for us as a country, we need more technology talents, because as we have seen, the world revolves on technology. The world depends, growth, progress, everything depends on technology, but we are still lagging behind in terms of technology talent. And part of the problem is that we have the talent, we have people who have that ability, but they have not been, they don't have the capacity yet. So there is a need to provide more opportunity, because opportunity is not everywhere. Critically, again, children, youth, STEM, science, technology, engineering, arts, maths. Those are the critical tools for progress. We need to prioritize the STI skills in schools, youth. Let people, because these are the things, these are the tools that a lot of times we celebrate entertainment, we celebrate sports. You understand? But those things will not work without STEM. Those things will not work without STI. It is not entertainment that is going to construct fantastic buildings for you. It's not entertainment that is going to bring a new technology. You understand what I'm saying? Those things are important, they are good, they create opportunities themselves, but you also need to realize the foundation of a society in this age, in this innovation age. Those are the things: STEM, STI. They empower and build the STI capacity of lecturers, of instructors, teachers, and administrators too. Because part of the problem is that we need to make sure that it's not just the people that are learning, but the people who are teaching those that are learning, people that are creating the environment for those that are learning. Do they too have innovative mindsets? You need to empower them. They too need to understand some of the things that we're talking about here. It's not just for the students alone, because if they don't empower them, sometimes they will punish them for being innovative. You understand? They will not encourage that innovativeness in the children. And the environment needs to appreciate youth and tech talents. That's part of what I'm saying. You understand? And when in the education system, we need to place emphasis on practical problem solving projects. Innovation is about solving problems. It's not about technology. It's not about science. It's about using those things, science and technology, to solve problems. So practical solving, problem solving projects. That's how society moves forward. You understand? Research is not what got us the COVID vaccine. After the research, they had to commercialize that research. That's what has got us forward today. They had to have ways of diffusing that innovation. That's what has got us for that. Those new products. They were new products. They were new vaccines, but they had to find a way of commercializing that and making sure that it spread all over the world and added value. And then, of course, in terms of innovation, again, this again for those who are managing the systems, whether it's at a policy level, national level, society level, community level, in a school, in an organization, don't operate in silos. Talk to other people that may not be, especially in your area of interest. Talk to them, engage with them, learn from them, interact. You understand? Share ideas. Too much of agenda setting is being done by one person, by one ministry, one school, and people don't interact with each other. That's not how to grow. That's not how to expand innovation. You have to encourage, talk to the public sector, we talk to the education, we talk to the private sector we talk to the SME, with the startup we talk to the establish the STS, the advocacy bodies. Everybody, there must be synergy. You understand? Discourage silos. Let's have a national system of innovation approach. And of course, innovation is not one way. It's not a straight line. Innovation, you find a lot of failures. You find a lot of failures on the path. You find a lot of things that don't work as expected, as planned, even with your best plans. You understand? It was I don't remember IDC who said that I have not failed when they asked him about an experiment that wasn't going well. He said, I have not failed. I've only found 999 ways that have not worked. You understand? And eventually he got something that worked. So encourage, don't stigmatize failure. Don't stigmatize because somebody has made a mistake. You understand what I'm saying? Be persistent and encourage people to be persistent. And you too, don't be scared of making mistake. Mistake, you learn from the mistake, rise. You understand? Life is not linear. Life is not a straight line. You understand? So you pick yourself up, you learn, you move on again. That's how to move forward. And then, of course, let us prioritize, especially in educational system, in the environment, prioritize critical thinking, challenging things, soft skills, communication. This kind of program that SCCI is doing, traditional is doing, we need to encourage more of these kind of things. Entrepreneurial skills, things that are going to be about delivering value at the end of the day. You understand? Not just having events for the sake of events. In the education system, in the environment, let us prioritize the youth, especially the students. So, I want to thank Mr. Adeshino, SCCI, for this opportunity to share some of these ideas. Like I said, this STI needs more understanding, it needs more promotion, it needs more usage, it needs more development, one progress in this country. You understand? So it's really I really value this opportunity to share these my thoughts and ideas, and I wish SCCI all the best and with this summit and these awards. And I want to commend you for your consistency, and I thank everybody else who has been listening to me. These are ways in which I can be contacted if you really want to still want to share any ideas. Thank you again. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, sir, so much for that spectacular presentation. For those of us that are just coming, sorry, let me quickly mute. If there's anybody that is unmuted, please mute yourself so that we can all hear ourselves. Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Jide Awe, for that spectacular presentation. Anytime I have the opportunity of listening to your presentation or your trainings, it's always a turnaround. He has made mention of a lot of things that some of us must have missed while we are yet to be around. He went through talking about science, and he told us that science is how things work. It is critical because it produces knowledge about and how to build understanding of things. He now went ahead, he talked about technology, that technology is actually the application of science, and he made mention of several examples of technology in the journey of talking about science, technology, and innovation, short for STI. Talked about technology of machines, computers, transportation, tech for energy in terms of non-renewable and renewable energy. He now went to innovation. He now went to innovation, and that is very, very critical to what we are hearing and learning today. He said to create innovation is to create social and economic opportunities. In yesterday's presentation, we also got to understand one thing while we're talking about the STEAM nurturing roadmap. We said something that STEAM or STEM, it is not just a course, it's not just paperwork. And I can remember that Mr. Jide Awe talked about paper tiger just now. Am I right? So you talk about paper tiger. Am I right?
Yes, you are right.
So to buttress,
unless you use it, yes.
So to buttress what he said, so STEAM or science is not just that, okay, you made a robot. Now what can the robot do? That is STEAM. Now it's not that, oh, you made a volcano, but even if you made just a paper airplane, those days we make paper airplane. Do you know that the innovation in those paper airplane that we call kites those days, the innovation there is that our ability, though it may look crude then, but our ability to make that kite to fly to the sky and even fly even far above our expectation is innovation. Is innovation, and there like that, and things get improved. So he now made mention of expanding innovation. He said it is not just innovation is different from invention. Innovation is different from invention. The idea of innovation is to solve problems. If some of us have taken notes, the idea of innovation is to solve problems. Now he made mention of something. He said there's a common saying that curiosity killed the cat. Now we are hearing that curiosity did not do what? Did not kill the cats. So curiosity has made innovation to be able to solve problems. And he made mention that imagination is more important than knowledge. So finally he talked about way forward. Every one of us, students, teachers, government, private and public sector, we should learn, unlearn, and relearn. One thing that looks similar to what Dr. Akinlade said yesterday, he said, if you discover that a particular innovation is failing, let it fail fast. And in another STEAM conference that I attended, somebody talked about failing forward, failing forward. So new things, as you come to trainings, you come to programs like this, you see things are changing fast, and that is what we call innovation. So he talked about we need more tech talents. We need more tech talents, and because of these summits, he also mentioned of equipping children and youth with STEM and STI skills. I think with this few information, I have been able to kind of summarize what he has talked about so far, expanding innovation horizon with science, technology, and innovation. Before we ask Mr. Jide Awe's questions, I just want to show some of our students, I just want to ask them one or two questions, and I want to see if they will get it. I want to show some slides and ask them some few questions, then they will now answer. Now, can you see my slide? Can you see my slide?
Yes, sir.
So let the students answer. Is this an invention or an innovation?
Invention.
It's an invention. Okay, let me ask Raina Badmus. Why is it an invention? From what Mr. Jide Awe said about innovation, why is it not an innovation? Why is it an invention? We want to learn from you, Raina. Yes, I'm hearing you.
That's my idea, so it's an invention.
We can't hear you. You said it's not what? Hello?
It's not a new idea, so it's
Oh, it's not a new idea. So, okay, what kind of idea can you call it?
old idea.
Yes, it's old idea. Is becoming like a metal tiger or a paper tiger, like Jide Awe said. Somebody is saying that let's give somebody opportunity to talk. It's part of innovation. Somebody is saying it's an innovation. Godwin, you say it's an innovation. Why is it an innovation, Godwin? Godwin, you just said it is an innovation.
Yes, sir.
Why is it innovation?
Sir, like, sir, not an, sir, it's an innovation because then we didn't have like things. It's made typing easier. It's like the basis for journalism. Then the typewriter made it easy for people to type, for distribution of printed copies and many things. So it's an innovation then, but it's not an innovation now, and it still forms the basis for the keyboard that we are using on our computers today.
Okay, thank you so much. Please, let's give him a round of applause. We must always allow people to talk and give their own opinion. Actually, Somto, you are right. But let me simply ask you this question: can you sell this in the market today?
No, sir.
No, sir. So is already a dinosaur. Is already a what? Is a what?
Dying.
Is a dinosaur.
It's a dying.
Do you know dinosaur? So you cannot. How many dinosaurs? How many dinosaurs do you see around us today?
Zero.
Zero. So this typewriter is a product of his own time. So it has gone. It's going to fail. Any organization that is using this is going to fail. Now let me ask us another question. Look at this. Is this an invention or an innovation?
Invention.
Godwin, you are saying any other answer? Is this an innovation or an invention?
It's an invention.
It's an invention.
Wait,
Alim,
one is so one is an invention and the other is an innovation.
Okay. This one, are you saying that this one is an invention?
No, sir.
Which one is invention? This or this?
Yeah, the first one is an invention, while the second one is an innovation.
Okay, this one is an invention. This one is an innovation. Okay, give us reason why. Why? Mr. Jide Awe is still here. Okay, give us reason why.
So I believe that the first one is an invention because it's the first of its kind, and there was never an engine before. But I believe that the train is an innovation of the engine because it works on the engine to move and operate.
Okay. Now, did you discover that what is actually moving this train? This train that you are seeing here is this one.
Yes, sir.
Yes, so the two of them are invention. Is that clear? This train will not even fit the kind of rails that we use today. Did you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So you're talking about light rail and things like that. If you see what the Chinese people are doing in Lagos and so on like that, you will know that this is an invention. Is that clear now? And that's why all of us are learning. This is an invention. Okay, Ibrahim, you are raising up your hand. Let's give Ibrahim the audience. Ibrahim.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
I believe they are both inventions because they are both technologies that have they are no longer in existence. They are no longer used. New inventions, new ideas have come to scrap them out.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time. I believe that we all have learned one way or the other. Now, I want us to give Mr. Jide Awe thumbs up for the spectacular presentation that we have had today. He's a guru and he is a lover of children. So he has done a lot for Schools Computer Club initiative. In fact, we started the whole thing together and he has ever been with us. He's a fellow of Nigeria Computer Society. He's an elder of the profession. If you need him for any career talk or anything on science, technology, and innovation in your school, so he's there. So don't worry, he's always there. He's a lover of children. You can, if you type Jide on Google, you will see his work, his research, what he has done so far. If you go to Facebook, you want to be his friend, just type Jide. You are going to learn so much about him. So we want to thank you so much for your time. I know that it has been a wonderful time listening to you, learning from you. One thing I have learned about Mr. Jide Awe is that he's one of the humble leaders that we have. One of the humble leaders that we have, and he's ready to learn from anybody, and that is why he's always up there. We pray that the Almighty God will continue to take you to higher and higher ground. Do you have any question within just 2 minutes? Any question for him or any contribution among the teachers? Anybody ask question for him or contribution? Before we go to the next, okay, they are just giving in thumbs up. Let me read some of the comments that some of the students said here. from, I think this is from, who is this? He said, I am really enjoying this analysis, and my concern is I believe our Minister for Science and Technology and all state commissioners are graduates and many are doctorate degree holders and even professors. Are they not aware of all these technologies and innovations? May God help this country. I am really enjoying this presentation. That is from one person. Then somebody else said, please, I will like the recordings. Okay, you will definitely get the recordings and presentation. So thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your time. Any word of encouragement for schools, just within 1 minute, sir? Any word of encouragement for schools?
Yes. Again, thank you very much, Mr. Trinity. I want to encourage the schools that the children that they have in their they, of wisdom and ability to do things. But I want to let you know that those children can transform the world. It's something that I'm somebody who has been in this field for quite some time. Like
Some people muted themselves. You ask questions before.
star that I'm giving
Like
is not. I'm not giving them just for the sake of giving them. They are things that work.
Like not meet everyone, just left to do it.
Encourage curiosity, foolish. But for with a reason. You understand? Because sometimes. Okay, it's like I was on mute.
Yes, because there was noise around, so I had to. Yes, you can continue, sir.
Okay. So what I'm just saying is that we should value the opinions of these children and try to find ways of fostering curiosity in them. There are a lot of they are very great assets, and let them challenge their options, and also build all everybody. Before as somebody who has been before for some time, STI is for technology people, but it's not for technology people alone. It's for everybody. So I encourage everybody, whether you are a teacher in ICT or not, build skills, administrators, build your skills. And the complement that you just need to have is to have that, what I call a mindset that pursues continuous improvement. That's always ready to learn, not to know it all. There's nobody that knows it all. So I thank you again. In fact, for being patient enough to listen to me, I think you are already making progress. And I thank you for listening to me and for having this exchange. We are learning from each other. I learned a lot from those responses of those students as well. Thank you very much.
School's Computer Club Initiative, promoting creativity, innovation and entrepreneurship.